everyone. We got z0mOG versus ABR here for the semifinals of Smogon Tour, and I'm coming back to YouTube for a brief narration. Well, maybe not so brief, looking at ABR's team in hindsight, but an interesting narration to say the least of this potentially three, but otherwise two-game series. It's black and white. Oras SM best of three. ABR picked Oras as the first tier, I believe. I think ABR would pick this, knowing him. And looking at his team, he's got some nasty goons loaded up, whereas z0mOG has a bit more of a standardized team with a Manaphy. ABR's got a setup with Chansey, Magnezone, Mungus, Gliscor, Scizor likely being the Mega, and Suicune. If I had to guess, it's probably like mine Suicune, of course. It could be Sub, or it could be Crow. Gliscor probably is Taunt, but it could be a bulky Swords Dance Ice Fang set as well. In fact, I think it has to be Swords Dance Ice Fang. Unless it's like random ass Curse Scizor in Oras, but I don't think that's the thing. I think, in fact, it might be Defog Scizor, which would make a lot of sense because of the need for Defog on this team, given Spikes and Magnezone to remove the Ferrothorn. Likely Scarf. I think Scarf makes the most sense for speed control. Mungus, likely just mixed defense, probably a bit more special defense in the squad. And then Chansey is just like special defensive, definitely Stealth Rocker in his team. I think it's definitely Swords Dance Ice Fang Gliscor. Defog, Scizor, could be Defog like Toxic as well for a couple things. Defog, Knock, Toxic, that's utility moves. z0mOG's team is almost certainly Assault Vest on the Tornadus, then Mega Alakazam, Pale Glow, Manaphy, Gliscor, probably Swords Dance, but it's definitely Swords Dance. And then Tran and Pharaoh combined for Rocks, and maybe Tran could be like Protection and it can special defense taunt, couple things. Anyway, lead here actually isn't as advantageous for ABR as you'd think, because this is Assault Vest, so it easily tanks any hit from Magnezone. Thunderbolt, for example, probably do like 70. So free to knock or potentially Heat Wave here. ABR has to be careful around this. Although if like Thunderbolt paralyzes it, for example, that's a huge advantage for ABR. And he doesn't really need this health feat beyond whatever it needs to kill the Ferrothorn, pretty much. So let's see how this early game opens up. Sorry. Okay. Anyway. So looking at this, yeah, we're just gonna see Knock. I imagine we see Volt here, and yeah, that just does like 47%. So not even. Thunderbolt would have done even less. However, that assures that ABR gets this Toxic Orb with Gliscor. So that's an advantageous spot for the team there. Although, yeah, I mean, honestly, just chipping the Magnezone is nice for z0mOG if he wants to play the long game and potentially get up Spikes up in the long haul, or at least consistently chip rated to Scizor. And therefore, he needs to play his Ferrothorn conservatively. He needs to get as much damage as he can to Magnezone. But I don't think ABR is going to let him do that. But that's a start, at least. And that 47% comes off in no time. So, yeah, without further ado, I imagine we'll just see a U-turn here from z0mOG. The issue is he might be hesitant to go into his own Gliscor here, seeing as this might carry Knock. So maybe he Hurricanes. However, you don't really want to lose the Assault Vest this early. Looking at this matchup, though, I think that z0mOG is going to have to be pretty crafty in order to get around the defensive core that is led by anchored by the Chansey, just given his assortment of special attacking threats. Like, for example, in SM, at least you could kind of stall around a bit and last forever, get knockoffs around and Rocky helmets and whatnot. Anyway, it's going to be Swords Dance for ABR. So here, I imagine we see a U-turn to Manaphy. If I'm ABR, I think I'm kind of obligated to Rooster Ice Fang here. So I think that the Manaphy is safe. I think that ABR playing this team just doesn't have to be that aggressive, whereas z0mOG probably does. And I think that you just can't let this take a +2 Ice Fang here. If it's HPS, it doesn't even kill, by the way. Hurricane doing 47 means that HPS is probably doing like 52 to 60, maybe. And that was at like 60. After U-turn, it's at 60, you could see. So yeah, anyway, Manaphy is going to come in here. ABR is not going to break that. He's just going to go for the Ice Fang. Again, a very safe, fine play. I personally would have roosted just to lean on the side of conservatism. But if he stays in and fishes with Hurricane or his HP Ice, and maybe he thinks, oh, I'm going to get some rogue max roll, then Ice Fang is just the better play. So I think that was a totally fine calculated play there by ABR, especially since this comes in on Heatran or potentially the opposing Gliscor if it's not Ice Fang, although it probably should be, just to kind of get back up and be healthy. So yeah. All right, so timer's z0mOG's at 120, which is pretty low for this early in the game. We see Heatran here. Okay, so I think that's a nice play because there's no way he stays in. I think he's probably protecting the Chansey, but the Coon Scald isn't going to do over half, and I think this is pretty much a safe opportunity to Stealth Rock, but instead he taunts. And he's going to get a Wisp here on a Scald, so it's a speed tie. Interesting EVs, says the ABR side. And that +1 Scald isn't going to do half, which is worth noting. Because if he takes another, then he's going to live. However, he will be in Magnezone range after that. So I don't think Rocks is a worthwhile trade. Now, the issue is that nothing wants to take his Scald. He's probably going to go out to Tornadus, and hopefully he doesn't get burnt for his own sake. No burn. So I imagine he just knocks here. I think ABR is kind of forced. This is why I kind of would have preferred if he roosted before, because like now you can't go to your Gliscor, take 2 Hurricanes, but he ends up getting Scizor in. Safe play. Are we going to see a double knock? No, we're going to see a Hurricane into Scizor. Not fond of that, honestly. But anyway, the chance he comes in here, I imagine we see a knock. Are we just going to see another Hurricane here, or are we going to just see a straightforward knock? Because z0mOG's been attacked, and no, we're going to get a knock that's big. That opens up the field a bit. That's a rock from ABR. I don't know if that was really worth it, but I guess he kind of wanted to play it safely. But anyway, that's an opening for the z0mOG side, no doubt about it. Because now it's going to take significantly more from special attacks and a ton from physical attacks in general. But yeah, that's a good knock. I think that was the first step that z0mOG really needed to potentially break this. I still don't know if he has the tools. U-turn doing 15 there is just kind of significant and showing that really, if it took like 8% without EV Light, 9%, I mean, it's just more chips. You're going to force soft balls more. You're going to force more aggressive play from his other Pokemon. And I think z0mOG can maybe make use of that, especially if this is Swords Dance plus Ice Fang. So let's see here. With the Kun Burnt, Swords Dance, Ice Fang, Gliscor, if it's faster, and he knows the speed of this weekend because it's tied with his Heatran. So if Gliscor is faster than his Heatran, which should very well be, then we'll say here. I think if you're Swords Dance, you just click it. No hesitation. And I think ABR's plays here to either go to his own Gliscor or go to Suicune. Although I have a feeling this is a fucking HPI Scizor. Just a gut feeling. In that case, it actually looks pretty interesting. If that's HPI Scizor, though, does it even do enough on the Roost? I doubt it. Sorry, I'm just responding to a PM on Discord. Basically, I'm just trying to explain here that if this is the right set, Swords Dance Ice Fang, then this could go a long way for the z0mOG side. And is it Ice Fang? It's Ice Fang. Does it kill? And it kills. That's a huge advantage for z0mOG. Killing the Gliscor for free, letting the Scizor in here. And is z0mOG going to walk away with this Aura Scam? We're going to see the Heatran come in, interestingly enough, on a Roost. Okay, big play there. All right, so z0mOG's in a clearly good position now. All right, so I think we're just going to see rocks here. And yeah, it does up. And we're just going to see a Ferrothorn. I'm not too fond of that. I think he has to know that the Scizor's got to be defog. The question is, do you double here? Okay, he spiked, and he got the burn. All right, so that's not horrible, though. Spikes are on the field. Scizor is now pressured. Oh, come on. Are we going to knock? Leech. Oh, that's sucky for the ABR side. For the z0mOG side, rather. I think we just see another Leech here, and we're just going to see a rest from ABR. Yeah. Is this one going to connect? It's worth noting that that's Leech PP is down now to like 10 or 12. Anyway, is it going to be Crocoon? It's not going to be Crocoon, it appears. Maybe it's CM Rest, or it could even be 2 attacks, Ice Beam. But regardless of that, we're going to see a Tail Glow and an Energy Ball that kills the Suicune, putting z0mOG in a 6-4 position. ABR's team looks like it's really falling apart against this. This is going to be a 1-0 lead for z0mOG in all likelihood. This is huge how z0mOG really took charge. His matchup was actually much better than I thought it was. Yeah, but I'm just trying to think. I mean, if this is Ice Beam, it kills no doubt. Chansey's knocked. Is the Magnezone not Scarf? I mean, you got a Volt Switch and then afraid to 2-for-1 or Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt might kill. I don't know, but it's ABR's pretty much lost this game. I don't see a way of him coming back. So it looks like we're going to be going 3 if ABR is to win, and z0mOG has a chance of taking it in 2. Assuming this holds. And yeah, ABR drops a good game, and that's going to be a 6-0 for z0mOG, moving him up 1-0 on ABR, which is huge. Oras was the player that ABR was definitely favored in the most. I'd say that was like 70-30 in my eyes. So that's a big advantage for the z0mOG side there. The Western jerk is kind of getting on with it, and get guys like Brofist in the chat saying, "Come on, ABR." Yeah, I mean that's pretty much how I feel too. I think z0mOG is a good player, but I don't think he's on par with ABR. And in terms of someone that's also in the semifinals, I'd rather play ABR in terms of competitiveness. If z0mOG wins it, like the whole like Smogon universe is kind of going to shift slowly into my favor as like the next best guy left. So. Anyway, let's see what happens here. I imagine game 2 is going to be SM. Although, if ABR is really confident in his black-white team, then he might go for it. Although, I don't know. This is like the one black-white team I have not heard of from ABR. ABR hasn't told me a ton. So, I knew he was using this in Oras. I just didn't know much about the sets. I kind of was able to imply based off team preview and how I played. But, yeah, man, this is a bad spot for ABR to be in. I don't think he expected this to happen in game 1. He kind of got fucked up. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna. They picked black-white. Oh no! What is this? What is this? What are these teams? Oh no! Oh no! 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 Fuck! No! No! What are these teams? Oh my god! Hey. Well, z0mOG decided it was good to take a page out of Dice's book, which quite frankly isn't the worst book to take pages out of, I must admit. But it's a very inconsistent, unreliable one. And I think it just got him in this Smogon Tour finals very easily, given ABR's team, unless that's the Shed Shell Skarmory. Now, Double Sand is going to be good, but Gothitelle, if... Okay, so here's what happens. If Gothitelle traps Skarmory, then ABR is probably fucked. Or if it traps Molt, I don't think it can trap. What's the? It has to be Scarf Tyranitar, so therefore it should be able to trap any Gothitelle. But if it's the Trick Rest set, then it could dispose of Breloom and it could cripple off the Skarmory, because then it should be able to live one pursuit. If it could get 2 kills like that and the hazard game be kept in check by z0mOG, then z0mOG should win. But if he can't, then I'll bunch off. Again, at PM, I'm just gonna pause for 1 second. All right, we're back. So basically, we just saw rocks on the Skarmory and a taunt on Tippo, then rocks on the Breloom switch. Now we know the Skarmory cannot touch the Breloom, or for that matter, anything. It could just up and taunt and roost and whatnot. But anyway, this ABR is gonna have trouble depending on the sets and how it plays. So that's a nice play there from the z0mOG side. I imagine he was trying to get it in on a roost, but regardless of that, he got the initiative. Slowking's likely going to get burnt. Yeah, that happens. Anyway, so looks like a good start for z0mOG side. ABR, though, is really good at playing against stall. If there's anything he could pull out of his ass, it would be this. But I'm not sure if he has the tools. The longevity with Goth and Tentacruel especially. Tentacruel's huge. If the Tentacruel lasts against the Tyranitar, i.e. gets a Scald Burn or gets an early Toxic and has enough defense investment, maybe take 2 crunches or, scouts to crunch pursuit, it's not Earthquake, then it's going to go a long way. I mean, keeping hazards off the field is the way z0mOG wins this game. And that was such a bad use of it. If he switched that into Scalding Up Burnt, then he lost. And wait, what are we doing? Why are we... I don't like this. I feel like this Tentacle should not be staying in against anything. Like, if it got Spored there, then Spikes get up. I mean, I guess you've got Gothitelle in fully health right now, but then if you, lose a double, one double, then the game's pretty much over. Anyway, I don't know. Bulk up Breloom. I personally prefer the Swords Dance Facade Drain Punch set. The bulk up a lot. I think it's straight up superior because you kill stuff like Amoonguss and you do a ton of damage, no surprise to Lottie. But when you've got Scarf Tar, and Alakazam, that's kind of unnecessary. So I guess bulk makes sense on this turn. And I mean, not really many people have heard of the Swords Dance Facade set. It's kind of my own pack. I'll post it after Smogon Tour is over one way or another. But anyway, you're gonna see it. Oh, and he gets the Toxic Spikes, right? Toxic Spikes on Tar. All right, so that was why I went Tentacruel. And I still don't agree with how he rushed it, but I mean, that's just huge. This game, I think that z0mOG is gonna 12-0 ABR. Shit, it's gonna it's just no reason not to whirl. This is, I mean, like, shit. Oh, man. Yeah, so we're gonna see Perish Song on a Politoed, which is a nice way of having a backup for Nicholas, etc. If they're paired with Tar and you lose your guy Spiker. I actually really like that from the z0mOG. That's a cool pick on the Politoed. That takes me back to back in the black and white 2/1 latter days, if you will. Anyway, no burn on that. The Perish Song sound's going to go down. I don't like risking this on the burn, and there is a burn and a crit. So there's maybe a chance. I mean, the thing is, it's recovering so much. It's at 67, still despite crit. So Breloom is going to come in here now. The fact that this is burnt kind of makes up for the fact that the Tyranitar is poisoned. And the Toxic Spikes really only otherwise affects the Hippowdon, which isn't going to play too much of a role here, if I'm going to be honest. Anyway, I think ABR pretty much needs to get a double right. Tentacruel, Tyranitar, get rid of the Tentacruel, and then find a way to get rocks up, probably on the Chansey or the Ferrothorn, and then play a game where hazards are up on both sides, spikes, rocks, etc. Which, by the way, makes me remember that I don't like ABR's team at all. It tweaks generic shit with... I just don't like how it handles a lot of spike stuff and some rains, really. Wait, Roost on the drain? What are we doing, z0mOG? Oh, yay. Anyway, he's gonna let this Gardery take a lot of damage, and we're not gonna whirl in. Fucking hell. That sucks for ABR there. That was not the whirl he wanted. Taunt, are we gonna see Ice Fang maybe? Nah, man. He rocks on the taunt. Earthquake on a whirlwind, too. Nice play. Don't get... Oh, fucking hell. So we're gonna get a superpower on the Politoed. Only 30%. And yeah, this looks like it's really getting away from ABR. This game's going by pretty quickly, too. Both quick clicking pretty, but yeah, the Tar only gets in one more time. Now Dias is closed from Tentacle and Sand after rocks and poison for sure. Ugh, it looks like this is over. I'm gonna pause again for 1 second. We get Gothtel in. This is big. So sorry, this is big. I just was looking at PM. But anyway, this could trick the Slowking if it wants to, but I don't know if that's necessary. It's just gonna switch to Pharaoh, high IQ Blarg, which is an objectively bad name for Pokemon because it's contradictory. Because it's high IQ, and then there's Fargo, which is low IQ. But you take some, and he's gonna get a power up and Hippowdon doing 51%, showing that it's especially defensive Hippowdon. I'm talking so quickly. It's needed for Thundurus on this team, but okay, he gets the rocks up, so that's something. But he needs to suffocate the Tentacruel. He's gonna switch Breloom in, probably just on another spike. But yeah, look at what spikes do. Sure, you've got Scarm plus Poison Heal Breloom, which, I mean, it just spikes vulnerable, plus the Alakazam. But I just don't like how you've got the 4 spike vulnerable Pokemon with no form of really pressuring the hazards or Magnezone or anything. We're going to see the Skarmory is going to be gone here, so that puts ABR in a 6-5 position, sure. Now, is Gothitelle going to come in here? Petty, does Gothitelle Psychic even kill? I mean, I guess we're going to find out. You can't protect here. And Drain Punch doesn't kill, but Seed Bomb might. But anyway, the Psychic is going to kill. And now ABR is forced to go to Tyranitar, and I think he just clicks Pursuit no matter what. But that means that the Tentacruel is going to live to see another day or two, or really dozens. And on top of that, Rain is now up for the rest of the battle. So you have to wonder, is ABR able to kill the Chansey? Let alone the Ferrothorn. Is Ferrothorn burnt? The Ferrothorn's not burnt, so it's going to be hard. I mean, Seismic Toss Chansey looks great. You don't say that every day, but Seismic Toss Chansey really does. But if it's Taunt Skarmory, maybe there's a chance to get the right whirls, but not even. So yeah, here comes the Chansey, and it's heal belt at insult injury. So now we've got a healthy ass Tentacruel as well, an unstatus Tentacruel. And now the Tentacruel pretty much comes in free. I mean, I assume we're going to see Whirl trying to get it. No, he just goes for spikes. But oh no, that's a good play actually because he just fires off Tar. And oh yeah, no, he fires off Hippo even better. And then we're going to see Skarmory come out again. Spikes up. Whirl. Okay, now you fire off the Tar. You go to Zam. We're gonna need like drop crit city pretty much. Yeah, I mean, well, pretty much we're gonna need Alakazam to break through a Thunderwave Chansey. Those are ABR's odds at the moment. At least he's not get 12 load. He kills 2 Pokemon. It's 4-4. Yeah, I mean, Regenerator Slowking is nice in the sense that it could provide burns and pressure consistently while staying healthy itself, but it allows Tentacruel to get off the spin. And once Rockets are off the field, then it's even less pressure. You have to fodder off Tyranitar here if you're ABR. I don't know what he's thinking about. In fact, his timer stopped moving, so it's probably just z0mOG. z0mOG, just spin in case he doesn't. You have no reason to switch to anything else. If you switch to Chansey, oh, what is we doing here? I don't agree with that play at all. What are we going for? He recovers so much every turn. You gotta get. Yes, he's gonna try and play the long game, burn this, but like the chance he just comes in every time. You only have so many slack offs. Needs more seismic toss, and you're burnt. And he's got heal belt. I just don't think. I think he had to kind of say, "All right, screw it. I'm gonna take one rock, one layer of spikes. If he either chokes with the Tentacruel, which playing for the choke is really pretty much the only valid win condition, or if he like predicts the chance, he gets a Focus Blast drop, and then can maybe Focus Blast through. But even then, I mean, yeah, I get it. It's low odds, but I think I would have just fired off the Tar there. I'm not really sure I agree with this gameplay. Ghost here, great, but like, yeah, this just lets there's no way he can get spikes up ever again now. There's no way he get any heads up ever again unless z0mOG has some sort of stroke. Anyway, Slowking just gonna come in, but like we're just going through. He just goes Chansey every time. I feel like this cycle is unlimited to an extent for the z0mOG side, but more limited and restricted from the ABR side, while at the same time, Psychic for drop. Okay, I guess that's something. While at the same time, it's just z0mOG is just like free, just going through the game however he wants, and and now he's gonna get another layer or two, like or leash. I don't know about that. It doesn't matter. Leash was the play. Actually, I'm dumb. Sorry, but I feel like ABR had to take the chance and go Tar there. And like, yeah, now okay, this is poison, so you can't get Thunder Waves at least. But like, you just seismic toss. All right, and if you get a paralysis here, then the game just ends. Okay, he's soft wild, but yeah, that's okay. That's good paralysis. You're right. Like, I don't think ABR had more than a less than 1% chance anyway. That insult injured is knock, but ABR had like probably like a chance of like hitting 3 focused and then crit dropping 2 of them, chance of winning this game, plus getting like a 50-50 rate, some bullshit like that. But it's better than this. And that's not really the takeaway from the series, though. The takeaway is that z0mOG had the right teams for the opponent, and ABR simply didn't. And therefore, z0mOG, someone who may not be the most flashy player, but certainly executed on par with what he needed to win these matchups, is going to emerge victorious. And yeah, the Tentacruel is going to be parried here, so maybe there's like a 0.00001 chance of him suddenly winning. But he's going to need to like spike 3 times on Tentacruel as he gets like paralyzed, followed by getting Alakazam in with like, I mean, Sash doesn't even matter because Chansey's never going to OTKO, 1KO, but yeah, he's gonna need like running paras in the psychic. It's just gonna be rough. It's just no way. I mean, ABR of course played out because he's come so far, but that could be that. No forfeit yet from ABR, but Seismic Toss is starting to pressure him. You see here, Tar is finally foddered. We're going to get this in here. Sash is now broken. It's falling apart for ABR. The world's coming to an end. The GOAT is losing Smogon Tour, leaving just z0mOG, Well IOU, and of course myself remaining. Well and I play next, and then not next, but this coming Sunday at 11 a.m. But yeah, Seismic Toss there. Focus only doing 27. So yeah, you would have needed crit drops. But this is it. And ABR says good games, and that's official. z0mOG is going to win 2-0 with 2 dominant victories, 6-0 in Oras, 4-0 in Black and White. And he's going to move on to the Smogon Tour 26 Finals, where, again, he plays the winner of me against Well IOU. These teams made me think a lot. I'm not really going to say how I thought, but I did indeed think. So make of that what you will. It was enjoyable narration despite the nature of the games. And hopefully I win Smogon Tour. All right, this is Finch later. Been lit.